What it is, what it do. JQilin here with another episode of Doki Doki Blue Sky's Yuri route. Last episode we learned about the dictionary with Yuri, which was annoying. This episode is supposed to be about the festival, so we're gonna see how the girls handle the festival. I actually know all about this part. It's just gonna be a time and a half. Like I announced before in the last video, I'm currently working on a new kind of Doki Doki literature club video that's going to require a lot of planning and effort, so stay tuned for that. Be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for that because it's going to be a pretty exciting video when it comes out. But it's going to take me a while to make, so just bear with me. Also be sure to follow me on Twitter because I'm sure I'm going to put updates for that video up as well. And many people's opinions on stuff like that, so just stay tuned for that because, like I said, I'm playing a lot and I'll need everybody's support and help with that. But enough about that, let's get into the story. It's the day of the festival. The preparations for the event should be nearly complete, given all the work everyone's put in over the weekend. The banner Yuri and I had painted is dry, and I gently roll it to take with me. She sends me a pleasant text reminding me not to forget anything, and I reassured her. I smile, putting away my phone. Her personality even shows through her text. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend time with Yuri at the festival. But knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great too. It's been a while though. Where's Sayori? We're meant to walk together, but she's late again. I don't want to leave her behind, but if she takes much longer, I'm going to be late for school. More time passes. It's going to be a moment of decision soon if she doesn't arrive. Just as I'm about to leave, I finally spot her, slowly making her way down the street. She's carrying a large sack in her hands, and I'm surprised she isn't running over to me. Isn't she aware of how late she is? Sayori! Where have you been? You could be late for school.
I know. I'm sorry.
Overslept again? Or couldn't decide what to have for breakfast again? She immediately pouts.
You're such a meanie sometimes.
You know my teasing is all in good fun, right? She mumbles something under her breath.
Of course.
It looks like she's back to her normal self. A definite relief. I felt a little guilty about not spending Sunday with her. Then again, it was probably wise to give her space. Then again, Yuri also needed help. Also using "then again" twice in the span of 2 sentences. I point to the sack she's carrying, which contains an assortment of colorful little gift bags. Aren't those the gift bags we were working on over the weekend?
Yeah, I managed to get everything we need. Candy, quotes, and bookmarks. It was a lot of fun. Although, it was kind of hard to stop myself from eating the sweets.
And did you manage it?
People will notice if a sweet or two goes missing, right?
I can't help but laugh. That's such a Sayori thing to say and do. I'm glad you're feeling better today, Sayori. And I'm sorry if I was a bit too invasive on Friday. I just worry a lot, that's all.
It's okay, Kilin. It really is. It's sweet that you were concerned. But yeah, I'm fine. It was just a little rain cloud. Although, I'm kind of nervous for the festival.
Honestly, I don't blame you for that. It's kind of nerve-wracking, isn't it? I mean, I know how much it means to Monica, but at the same time, I didn't really realize how intimidating reciting poetry to a bunch of strangers could be.
Yeah, I was all for it back in the club room, but now that the actual day is here.
She looks a little nervous. I reach over and give her a squeeze on the shoulder. We'll be fine, don't worry. I know how much you like poetry, plus your poems are great. I just hope my own performance is up to standard.
Oh, don't be silly, Kilin. They'll love your poems, I just know it.
I chuckle, admiring the definitive optimism that really makes Sayori, well, Sayori. I guess we'll find out. By the way, are you doing anything after the festival? Anything fun?
No, I haven't really planned that far ahead. I'm not great at doing that anyway. I'm kind of hoping we finish early so I could just have the rest of the day off, to be honest.
So what you're really saying is that you just want to go home and sleep, right?
Oh, look how many students are over there. How many clubs are having their own little event today?
What a tactical change of topic that was. Our school is in sight, and there's a lot of students milling around. She's like, oh, look at all the students over there. I wonder what they're doing. She's like, I see what you did there. And it's a little strange to think that there's so many fellow students around. Yet I've been feeling so lonely. Or at least before joining the literature club. You know, it'd be like that sometimes. You're around a bunch of people, but since you actually know them or talk to any of them, you still feel lonely. And that's one of the worst feelings. Feeling alone in a crowd of people. Very oxymoronic, but it happens more often than you would think. Let me know if that happens to you in the comment section, because that happens to me sometimes. Times like these make me feel great. Times like these make me grateful that Sayori told me about it. The club in the first place. I feel like that should say Sayori told me about the club in the first place, or if you're gonna say Sayori told me about it, the club, there should be a comma separating the club as a independent clause from the sentence. You know, I should be a proofreader for these mods, bro. Yo, mod creators needing a proofreader, hit up your boy. I will proofread your mods and make sure they are grammatically correct. I don't know. Probably quite a few. By the way, Sayori.
What's up, Killin?
I just wanted to say, well, no matter how this festival goes, I'm really grateful that you told me about your club and let me join. I've had a lot of fun so far. I scratched the back of my head nervously as Sayori looks curiously at me. I've never been good at expressing myself, and it probably shows. I guess what I'm trying to say is, thank you. It's been so fun getting able to spend time with you again, too. It really takes me back.
You don't have to thank me for anything. Silly. I've enjoyed it too. After all, it'd be wonderful if things could go back to how they used to.
How they used to? What do you mean?
Oh, nothing.
Strange choice of words. What could she mean by this? Maybe she wants to go back to how things used to be when you two were younger and you two were friends. Or maybe she wants to go back to how things used to when you and her were like, or I should phrase this. She wants to go back to where she was the only girl you were talking to. As we enter the courtyard and make our way to our meeting room, she breaks the silence by giggling. Something funny?
I just thought of a way to steal one of Natsuki's cupcakes without her realizing.
Are you sure that's a good idea? Natsuki might be little, but you know her better than I do that she can be really fiery.
Oh, don't worry about her. She may seem a bit mean on the outside, but she's harmless. Don't let her fool you.
Well, I'd rather her than me. True that.
Killin, Sayori. It's good to see you guys. Do you want to come in and give me a hand?
Monika's placing little booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. It must be the one she prepared that has all of the poems we're performing. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monika would like, and submitted it. So that's the one I'll be performing.
Hey, do you guys want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice.
Yeah, sure. I put down the banner I'm holding and grabbed one of the pamphlets laid out on the desk. Oh yeah, they really did.
They look really pretty.
Something like this will definitely help people take our club more seriously.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. And I recognized the girls' poems from the ones they performed during our practice. Just then, Natsuki burst into the room carrying a box that positively towers over her. Yuri trails behind her, clutching in a large duffel bag nervously.
Alright, it's festival time. Wow, you guys got here before me? I thought it was pretty early.
Ah, I'm sorry for being the last one here. I'm glad that some preparations are already underway, though. It should take less time to set everything up this way. Yeah, let's work hard together, everyone.
Natsuki unpacks her box to reveal 4 trays of cupcakes stacked carefully on top of each other.
JQilin,
I jump at the sudden outburst. Yes?
help me lay out these cupcakes.
Then if you wouldn't mind, Sayori, could you help me with these?
Yuri gestures at her bag, to which Sayori nods cheerfully. I help Natsuki with her cupcakes while Yuri and Sayori start putting up decorations. Meanwhile, Monica continues putting down pamphlets. It isn't long before Natsuki has carefully arranged her cupcakes in a neat formation. Each cupcake is topped with white icing and some kanji written in a variety of different colored frostings. Wow, these look really good. Great idea to make them literature club themed as well, Natsuki.
Yeah, it was a good idea, huh? I wrote down words that specifically have to do with poetry in our poems too.
She picks up a cupcake to show me.
See, this one says create.
Isn't that the kanji for use? As Natsuki furiously checks over the rest of her cupcakes to look for more miswritten characters, I glance over at Sayori and Yuri. Yuri's on the floor, painting her inspirational quote on the banner with white paint. I guess she figured out where I put the banner herself. Meanwhile, Sayori hung up the kanji characters in the kanji curtain in the doorway and is puzzled over the essential oil setup. A good writer possesses not only his spirit but also the spirit of his friends?
Yes. It's the quote by the German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche.
Seems like a pretty fitting quote.
Yes, I thought it would summarize all experiences in the club quite well. I'm finished with the lettering, so if you wouldn't mind, Qilin.
You know, I can see Yuri reading Friedrich Nietzsche, especially since one of her poem words is philosophy. That seems to be in character.
Ooh, that is... Could you help hold my chair steady while I pin this up?
Oh, as long as you don't look under her skirt or anything like that. Of course!
Of course!
Yuri pulls a chair from the front of the classroom and climbs onto it, teetering slightly. She grips the banner tightly in her hands as she reaches up to attach it to the wall. The chair gives a threatening wobble, but luckily I managed to steady it. You know, this isn't melee, bro. We ain't wobbling here.
Ah!
It's okay, Yuri. I've got you. You don't have anything to worry about.
Thank you.
Is it just me, or does she look like she's starting to blush now? It's because she likes your boy. I feel my cheeks begin to heat up as well. I didn't say anything weird, did I? When I help her down from her chair after she finished, she looks more bashful than ever. Man, why do I always make things so awkward? It looks like all the preparations are almost finished now. I feel like there's something missing though. Suddenly I notice a large bag sitting forlornly by itself to the side. That's Sayori's, isn't it? Sayori, did you forget to set up your part? Oh, she was helping Yuri.
Did I? I did.
She rushes over to the bag and quickly empties it out. It's full of small colorful bags tied shut with thin ribbons.
What?
Don't worry, I'll help you. We start organizing the goodie bags in neat rows on the desk closest to the door. I peek inside one of them as we do so.
You can take it back if you want.
Inside the bag I find candy, stickers, inspirational quotes from poems on some sort of cardstock, and bookmarks. Looks like there's a good mix of things in here.
I chose only the best candy for the festival. And the best quotes.
The best bookmarks as well?
You betcha.
We laugh as we finish up our task. I take a bag, fish out of candy, and pop it into my mouth. Sayuri really does have good taste. The chocolate and toffee seems to melt in my mouth. Ooh. Nice. I love chocolate and toffee.
Can I have one too, Killin?
I can't resist those puppy dog eyes.
Thanks, you're the best.
Yo, look at the background though! The background looking clean! Ooh! By the time we finish, it looks like everyone else is done too. Classroom is now darkened and lit up by the ambient lighting of the candles. A delicate floral scent wafts through the air, courtesy of Yuri's essential oils. Sayuri and I head towards the other three girls, who are huddled near the front of the classroom, murmuring to each other. Is it about time to start yet? Is it about time to start yet?
Almost. Almost. We wrote that we were going to start at 10 a.m. on our posters, and that's in 10 minutes. Are people actually going to show up for this? Don't be so negative. Some people have shown up already, and I'm sure that more will file in soon. You guys don't have to be worrying about it so much about it. I've got full faith in all of you.
Well, Monica's good that you have faith in us, but what about the faith in all these other people that are showing up?
I've seen all of your poems, and it's been amazing watching each and every one of you find and nurture your unique writing styles.
She smiles encouragingly at each of us. To her credit, her words are helpful, even though I haven't been a part of this club for as long as the other three.
Even Killin?
Natsuki!
Natsuki. It was just a joke, jeez. Thought some humor would lighten the mood. It was just a joke, jeez. Thought some humor would lighten the mood. Sorry. I'm just trying to make sure everyone's in the best frame of mind before we start.
It's okay, Monica. We all understand and appreciate that.
Yeah. We know just how much this club means to you. I want it to be a success just as much as you do.
Couldn't put it better myself. Even though I've only been in the club for a few days, I felt really at home. Truth be told, I used to be kind of lonely. Not only that, I'm included in something where people like you guys always makes me feel better. I haven't told anyone about how lonely I've been feeling. I'm a little nervous about how they'll react. They all turn to me, varying degrees of emotion on their faces. Natsuki impassively looks to the side, while Sayuri and Yuri give me expressions of concern.
Aw, Killin, I had no idea you felt that way. I'm sorry. I really hope we can change that.
Well, Sayuri, you haven't been helping with the fact that you ditched me on Friday. What was that all about?
But I'm so happy you feel welcome here too. It's exactly what we wanted.
I agree. No one should feel alone. I know it's quite a difficult thing to experience.
I feel a warm flush of gratitude at their words. Thanks, guys. That means a lot. Also, Monica, I had told Sayuri this earlier and I figured you might appreciate hearing this. Well, no matter how the festival goes, I just wanted to say thank you to all of you. Thanks to you guys, that lonely feeling has disappeared. You've all been so welcoming and accepting, and believe me, I'm really appreciative of that. So, even if this event doesn't quite go as planned, I just know that I really love it here, and I'm so glad Sayuri told me about this club. If others don't like what we have here, then, well, it's their loss, right? The girls nod in agreement, smiling at me. I had no idea my words would have such an impact. I'm glad they did in the end. It feels so rewarding to be able to give back to the club for a change. Monica turns to me, eyes shining with appreciation.
Thank you, Killin. You're right. Hearing those words from a newcomer really makes me feel like I've succeeded in my goals as president. After all, I wanted to create a place where people could feel comfortable and share literature. And what you just said makes me feel like it was all worth it.
She turns to face the others.
See, guys? If we can show Killin how amazing this club is, who's to say we can't show the other students the same thing? Don't see them as strangers, see them as potential club members.
She definitely got an inspiring way with words. It should be she definitely has an inspiring way with words, but...
Yeah, good thinking, Monica. What's the worst that could happen?
Oh, we shall see. We shall see. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah. But if they say anything bad about my cupcakes, I'm gonna kill them.
Really, screw these guys. Yuri giggles softly.
I won't lie to you. I'm still quite nervous. But after hearing what you just said, Kilin, I realize there may be more lonely people out there. All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Maybe here at the literature club. This club would be the perfect place for them.
Yeah, you might even find more manga enthusiasts. That's the spirit. Now, let's go and show the rest of the school just what the literature club is made of.
As if on cue, a few people wander into the room, curiously looking around the room.
One is the loneliest number.
Monica confidently walks over and greets them. And so it begins. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Monica and Sayuri have greeted the newcomers and settled them in desks throughout the classroom. Some people are already helping themselves to cupcakes, and I noticed that Sayuri. It's the second time I've done that. And I noticed Natsuki keeping an eye on them. Meanwhile, Yuri is nervously looking through a pamphlet. I can see her silently mouthing the words to her poem. Now that I think about it, I should be getting some extra practice in as well. Before I could do so, Monica heads back towards us with Sayuri in tow.
Showtime, everyone. Let's do this, guys. Time to get this over with.
I can do this.
We group up and stand together in front of the classroom. Monica steps up to the podium and clears her throat, drawing the room's attention to her.
Okay, everyone. Welcome to the Literature Club's poetry performance. My name is Monica, as some of you may know.
Some girls sitting near the front of the classroom wave at her.
And I'm the president of the club. Accompanying me is the vice president, Sayuri. Hi, guys. And the rest of our literature club, Yuri, Natsuki, and last but certainly not least, Killin.
We all wave back at the students with varying degrees of enthusiasm.
I hope you will all enjoy our poetry, and that you'll be able to help contribute to a memorable festival. Literature is amazing in its ability to connect us to the human condition, and we really hope that this event will help encourage others to start participating as well. Our club will gladly welcome any new members, from those who love words and writing as well, to anyone who's simply curious and wants to learn more. After the scheduled performances, we'll be opening up the stage for anyone else who wants to perform, so don't be shy. And now, without further ado, I'll be starting with the poem, The Way They Fly.
Sayuri, Natsuki, Yuri, and I head off to settle down in the frontmost desk, saving the seat at the end for Monica. She stands there, alone, yet still radiating confidence. After flashing a smile and a wink at us, she begins. Each word is crystal clear and exudes emotion. Somehow, her recitation is even better than it was only a few days ago. She must have practiced hard to try to achieve perfection. Well, Monica is a perfectionist, so that makes sense. The classroom is silent at first, drinking in her words. After a few moments, however, some whispers starts up in the back of the classroom. I guess that's inevitable. It still doesn't make it any less annoying. I exchange a look with Natsuki, who rolls her eyes at the disruptions. Sayuri pats my hand and gives me an encouraging smile. She's comforting as always. As Monica's poem progresses, more and more people wander in. Normally this would be a good thing, but they're making a lot of noise. Thankfully, they simmer down once they realize Monika's speaking, but the damage has already been done. She reaches the end of her poem, the last few words resonating in the classroom. A round of applause fills the room and Monika beams at everyone, patiently waiting for them to finish.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening, everyone. I hope you enjoyed my poem and that it gave you a flavor of what this club is like. For the newcomers, welcome. We're just in the midst of showing you all our poems.
For the benefit of those who have just joined, she quickly reintroduces everyone.
Anyway, up next is Natsuki. Take it away.
Natsuki stumbles slightly as she makes her way to the front of the class. I guess the nerves are really getting to her. It doesn't help that someone sniggers, causing her to turn and glare at them. I think they meant snicker, but maybe snigger is another way of saying snicker, I don't know. Sayori seems to notice too, as she hates to shoot Natsuki a reassuring smile. Natsuki stands in front of the classroom with her poem in hand, slight traces of irritation still visible on her face.
Anyway, so my poem's called Junk.
She takes a deep breath and begins her recital. Just as I was hoping, she begins to interject her trademark bouncy style into the performance, bringing the words to life. She doesn't quite radiate the confidence Monika did, but her unique style shines through, giving the poem a flow and rhythm. While simple, it's effective. It gives her poem a scansion. My heart sings as I start picking up on the newcomers having their own conversation in the back of the room. I'm hit with a surge of anger. How could they be so inconsiderate? It's clear that they aren't paying any attention, and from the pause and change in Natsuki's tone, she clearly picked up on it as well. Why can't they just save their stupid, selfish conversations for after our performances? Her poem comes to an end, but unlike Monika, there's a slight awkward moment of silence. Once again, there's a round of applause, but it's clear that the audience engagement isn't quite as strong.
Great performance, Natsuki. I really like the rhythm of that poem.
Natsuki forces a smile and makes her way back down to her seat. It's clear that she's upset.
Anyway, our Vice President Sayori is next to perform. Hi everyone. I hope you like my poem.
She cheerfully skips up to the front, poem in hand. As she turns to face us, she's a little nervous, fidgeting slightly.
Sorry, I'm a little nervous. It's okay, Sayori. Just remember what we practiced. I've got full faith in you.
Yeah, got this.
This one's called My Meadow.
She begins her poem. Her soft voice guides us through the recital, and there's a remarkable contrast between her cheerful inflection and the more bittersweet nature of the words. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice people casually flicking cupcake wrappers onto the floor, along with candy wrappers lying on the tables. Worse still, the talking gets louder and more noticeable. Monika looks around at the perpetrators, frowning at them. One of the students lets out a loud yawn, making absolutely no effort to hide it. They're just trying their hard to be just gigantic dicks. Just really making no bones about it. Another student picks up one of the quotes and nudges their friend. They both frown and laugh at the message, and I get the horrible feeling it's more of a mocking kind of laugh. At this point, I'm seeing red. If we weren't in school, I would have punched these inconsiderate pricks by now. Attaboy. No one should be this rude to Sayori. Especially Sayori of all people. Sayori's so sweet. Well, at least until we get to Act 4, but that's a different kind of Sayori. She's probably the sweetest person I've ever met. Despite the now obvious disruption, she's still trying her best and is making a real effort to continue. To her credit, her performance is still commendable. She manages to work the contrast of her enunciation against the words in her favor. It adds an interesting depth to the poem. I'd love to see more of this side to her. She brings her performance to a close, and shaking slightly.
Lovely poem, Sayori. You really brought that one to life. Thank you.
Something's off with her voice. It's like how she was on Friday. It's the rain clouds, baby. Monika stands up, turning to address everyone in the room.
Just a polite reminder that it would be much appreciated if everyone could give our poets some respect while they're performing.
Monika looks stern while Natsuki looks positively furious.
Thank you. Now, the stage is all yours, Yuri.
Yuri is looking terrified at this point. Sarah gives her a reassuring squeeze and I lean over, whispering into her ear. You got this, Yuri. Just pretend like it's only me, Natsuki, Sayori, and Monica.
I can't do this, Kilin.
Yes, you can. I believe in you. I've seen how passionate you can become when you talk about the portrait of Markov. I love that. I love seeing that side of you. Besides, like you said, this club could be the perfect place for any of these people. You just don't know it yet. She swallows nervously, nodding at my words.
She's like, ooh, I did say that, didn't I? Okay. Thank you.
She rises to her feet, poem clasped firmly to her chest and avoiding eye contact with everyone while she walks up. Her eyes flick up to glance at the classroom when she gets on stage. Although she quickly ducks her head back down to look at her poem on the podium. Quivers as she starts, but unlike her recitation a few days ago, the meek and trembling version of Yuri remains well into the poem. She determinedly forges ahead, but I could tell she's not enjoying it in the slightest. The rest of the classroom, momentarily subdued by Monica's words, soon begins to grow louder again. After a few lines of her poems are even more unruly than before. The crinkling of wrappers fills the air, and at a few points, Yuri's almost drowned out by the other voices. I catch a few people getting up and leaving the classroom. By the slightest hitch in her voice, it seems Yuri seeing them as well. Her eyes stay glued to the poem now, and it looks like she's trying her hardest to ignore everyone. One boy quietly wolf whistles at Yuri, causing her to jump and lower her head even more. She's practically shaking like a leaf. This is absolutely disgusting behavior, and I open my mouth to say something. Suddenly Natsuki stands up, a loud scraping noise from her pushing away the desk, drawing the attention of the students.
Can you all just shut up? I'm really freaking sick of this. How could you guys be so rude? We're trying our best to show you something amazing here. You're just gonna stop all over our hard work like that? Unbelievable. I can't even understand how people could be this arrogant. Ugh. Just as plain terrible. I didn't want to interrupt you, Yuri, but I can't stand it anymore. You idiots might as well leave if you aren't going to pretend to pay attention.
There's complete silence for a beat. Look at this fucking guy. Look at this asshole. This green hair and this smug face. He doesn't even have a blazer on. He's like, only came for food anyway. Let's go, guys. Once this boy speaks up and begins to lead his friends away, one by one more students start to follow them out the door. I throw a panicked look over to Monica, who's holding a strange, stiff expression on her face. Looks like she's struggling to stay calm for everyone. I mean, I don't blame her. Everyone's being a dick, Natsuki erupted, and then everyone's just beginning to leave. It's like, people don't really care that much. It's just like, dang, this is pretty sad. After a few moments, there's barely anyone left. Yuri, meanwhile, quietly begins speaking again, but her voice is barely audible. There's just a stifling silence accompanying her words. When she finishes, a weak smattering of applause sounds from the few who are left. She unsteadily steps down from the stage, a blank look on her face. She won't look at any of us either. I'm worried about her.
Okay.
Monica's voice cracks as she speaks up. She's trying her best to see us through this. I don't think any of us could have predicted it would have turned out this way.
Thank you, Yuri. You did wonderfully. I'm sincerely sorry for all the disruptions and sheer arrogance you had to endure. Those kinds of people really are the worst. To those who are left, I want to thank you for staying and apologize as well. This is definitely not a normal occurrence for the Literature Club, I assure you. Well, let's finish this off with JQilin then.
With a heavy heart, I slowly get up and walk onto the stage. Then I get to the podium and appalled by the side of the classroom. Candy and cupcake wrappers are strewn about the floor, and quote cards lay tossed aside. Many of the cards now feature shoe prints over the words. The remnants of goodie bags are left ripped apart on desks. Even the kanji current looks tangled up and messy. The only students left are the ones who waved to Monica at the beginning. This is what Yuri had to have seen when reciting her poem. No wonder she didn't want to look up and face these people. Can they really do this now? How are the others able to finish their poems? I mean, it should be easier now with less people there, but still, it's like the emotional trauma of seeing all these people like trampling all over your hard work that can't be fun to deal with. Now look at the clock. Only 10:20. Has it really been only been 20 minutes? Taking a shaky breath, I begin to speak. Hi everyone. I'd like to take a second to apologize as well. Both to those checking out the club today and to those who are already in it. But despite everything that's happened, I can say that I'm glad I joined since I got to meet so many amazing people. I believe that you guys will love it as much as I did too. Anyhow, I hope that you'll all enjoy Acquainted with the Night. I start reading, and am struck once again by the beauty of the poem. The loneliness and isolation conveyed so accurately. I can relate to a lot of these feelings. I won't be as good as the others at reciting, but I can only hope that I'll be able to do the poem justice. Thoughts of doing both the poet and the club proud strengthened my spirit, and I managed to fight through the depressing mood. The quiet of the classroom suits the lines of the poem well, and my recital seems to fly by rather quickly.
Excellent performance, JQilin. What a great way to round off the event.
As I step down from the stage, Monica stands up and addresses the room.
Thank you all for coming and staying. I surely appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. That's it for the scheduled recitals, but you guys are free to stay and hang out if you want.
There's an awkward silence for a few moments, and the remaining students start to stand up. Oh, it's Shiori. Hey, Monica. Oh, and you too, JQilin. I didn't know you were in this club. The girl standing before us is actually my home's class representative, Shiori. Given that she and both Monica are class reps, they're probably friends. Yeah, I only joined about a week ago, so... Ah, I see. Yep. Hey, the way you guys were treated was seriously awful.
It's fine. Thanks for staying.
Either way, sorry about everything, Monica. I'll check out the club sometime. She gives us a small, commiseratory smile, and I'm torn between wondering whether everyone's pitying us or sympathizing with us. They all start to file out of the classroom after a few more goodbyes. Monica keeps a strange smile plastered on her face. Meanwhile, Yuri has her head buried in her arms on the desk. In contrast, the third time, dang it. In contrast, Natsuki is staring straight ahead, gritting her teeth, and Sayori looks down at her desk, picking at a spot on the varnished wood. Oh, gotta get ready for the aftermath. Saying there's tension in the air would be a massive understatement. Well, I think now's as good a place as any to wrap up this episode because we're gonna get into the aftermath of the festival, and I think that deserves to be in its own episode. In any case, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys got some enjoyment out of this episode. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe for future episodes on the channel. And be sure to check out my other content as well. I have a link in the description where you guys can watch any of the stuff I made. Because I'm sure if you watch this, you're definitely going to like all the other stuff I have on the channel so far. In any case, it's been real, it's been fun. It's your boy JQilin. Ciao for now.